A few years ago, I was working with a law firm in their construction and engineering department, and we had a client who was doing a multi-million-pound warehousing project involving 5 companies from different parts of the world. And they decided to base their contract on the MF1 form of contract. It's a great contract. It's one of my favourite. It is fair and balanced between the parties. It reflects the fact the contractor has one opportunity to make a profit, but it reflects the fact that the client is relying on this piece of kit to perform in a very specific way. So it has lots of tests to check that the plant and the works do what the client expects. But after that, well, the contractor gets let off the hook relatively quickly because this is moving, working, operational plant. It has to be properly maintained, otherwise, it's going to fail. So this is a pretty fair contract. It reflects the needs of the parties, it looks at the risks that might be involved, it clarifies the scope of who is doing what. It's good, it's simple, it's written by engineers for engineers, not lawyers for lawyers. Unfortunately, the client had said to the hired gun lawyer that they wanted to make it, shall we say, favourable to them. I think that's pretty much code for take out all the feathers. And that's what had happened. The first draft that went to the 5 different contractors was deeply one-sided. The balance was no longer here. It was very much tipped. And that really made the negotiations harder. They felt it was unfair. They felt it was underhand. And they were right. The contract they thought they were going to sign had been turned into a completely different beast. This was not what they expected. This was not what they had priced. This was not a good way of doing business. This had seriously damaged the credibility and trust of the client. So how do you do that in your contracts? How many times do you say, I just need to send you my terms and conditions. They'll be fine. But when somebody asks you a question, you don't even know what it does. You don't know what it's meant to do. You don't know what it means. You're using terms that you haven't got a clue what it says just because somebody told you to. Now, when was the last time somebody told you to do something? Probably you were this high, it was a parent, they were telling you to do something. I'm not sure that's necessarily a basis for how we do business. It's not a parent-child relationship or teacher-student. This is not the sort of relationship you want in business. You want a win-win. So we need to use our contracts to enhance trust. We've been through that lovely sales process. Our branding is swish. Our marketing is yay. Our sales process, they've been on the David Averin course. They know about customer experience. They have hooked people in with awareness, intention, and all that kind of stuff. They're ready to make a decision. In fact, they want to work with you. Then what do? Send them a contract that's nice and fair, or send them a in the face. Be careful. You need to keep that trust going. Enhance the trust that you've made. Don't let that trust dissipate through your contract process, your contract terms, or the way you negotiate. Think about it. Simple contracts enhance trust while safeguarding your business. They make you ridiculously easy to do business. And what's not to like about that?